This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. Well, today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class. A widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
I was going through the lab and found 3 old devices that I tried to write applications for. You know, kind of took me down memory lane as far as what I've been through over the years, trying to be a mobile developer, even going back to 1988. I was an engineering student in the late 80s and an engineer that started my career in the 90s. Virtually every piece of field test equipment that I used was Hewlett-Packard. My interest in HP mobile computing really started with the HP 28S, which was a calculator I got early in engineering school that actually had more memory than the computers I'd had in the years before. And it was actually a little Turing complete computer. It supported branching logic. It had a stack. I was able to write programs for it. I actually sold these programs because I could write the programs. I could transfer them to another calculator via the infrared port. Those were my first mobile applications that I ever developed for money. The memory was volatile, so all these programs that I painstakingly typed out, I had 1 minute from the time that I opened the calculator battery door to get the batteries changed. And this little door was horrible. And I never got that right. I never got it done within 1 minute, and all of my programs would typically be gone. Fast forward about 10 years later, I picked up an HP 320LX, which looked like something that would be usable. I mean, I really kind of thought this was going to be the beginning of sort of this mobile revolution. And again, problems with the battery door. It wasn't terribly easy to write applications for. So it was basically a stripped down Windows operating system, Windows CE. I wrote applications for it in C++ with Visual Studio, and if I remember correctly, it was mostly Microsoft Foundation class type stuff, and which was not the easiest thing to write and debug, plus you had to push it over to this thing. While it ran a pretty cool version of Excel and Microsoft Word, it was still writing engineering applications, and the floating point operations for this little processor were not there. So when I would collect data with it or do anything from an engineering standpoint with it, I was always running into precision issues. Versions of Excel and Word were pretty good for this thing, but it was really hard to see. And I could type somewhat on the keyboard, but it was pretty hard. Like the HP-28, it was really an innovation, but it just wasn't fully thought out. I never really gained any tractions with any applications that I wrote for this platform. So in 2000, HP released the 540 series, the Jornada, which is starting to look like what we know and love as a portable computer. I actually got one of these with an application in mind, with someone needing me to write an application, a workflow application for it. The Jornada needed a little bit of life support. It had a rechargeable battery, and that battery is decades old now, nearly 25 years old, so there's no hope of that. So I took it apart, put it on the power supply just to see if it would power up, and it did. And this was in the era of these devices were called PDAs, personal digital assistants. So that's really the impetus behind these machines, the Jornada, the Palm Pilot, little devices like this. So, task managers and calendars, and they really didn't have any phone functionality, very little connectivity outside of connectivity through the PC in a cradle. So you were actually synchronizing this device with your PC as you got back into the office. The applications that I wrote for these had a desktop component that ran the synchronization of data between the PC and this device. So it was occasionally connected. Once I wrote an application, the global marketplaces didn't exist for me to distribute it. So you had to use traditional software distribution methodologies, which at the time was basically shrink-wrapped boxes of software with installation CDs. I'm still working on the server side of the Stretch project, starting to turn the corner to want to get the mobile side of it. A trip down memory lane was partially fueled by that. So my next video will probably be talking a little bit more about that. Now we're gonna kind of put a pause on the server side services and move into the mobile development, because I miss it. It's something I've been passionate about for a long time, as you can see. So stay tuned for that next video where I kind of lay out how we're connecting up the back-end applications to a couple of mobile apps in both Android and iOS.